All right, guys. So I asked you to do English, but nobody posts anything. So I can't really go through the English right now. But I feel it's just easier for me to go through the math first. Then I'm going to go through the math for this PDF for number 1 to number 30. So I asked you guys to finish the math and then also do the English. So then you can post a question that you have from English session. Then we can go over specific question because there are 75 question in English session. I don't want to go through every single one of them, just because they're easy, but you have to know what to do. And remember, I already sent you the link of the grammar that's going to be tested on ACT. So make sure you check it out from last lecture. And then use that as a background knowledge or refresher to help you do the English. So let's do the math. For some of you, it's easy. You can easily get above 25, but a lot of you struggle on math. The most important thing of doing math is to understand. Well, that's the second important thing. First is to know your foundation, know your formula, know your knowledge concepts. So I keep telling you guys that if there's nothing in your head, no matter how hard you dig, you're not going to find anything. So you have to put something in your head first. I am going to post another file with all the math formula, which I already gave it to my ACT class, but I'm still going to post it online so you can have something to look at and make sure you memorize everything before you take the test. And this one, and then the second part is to understand what the question is asking you. Once we go over all the math problem and I dissect or break the problem for you, you'll be like, oh, it's so easy. However, I'm not going to be there during the test and do the test for you. So you have to you have to build the skill so you can read the problem once and then you understand what to do right away. All right? Okay, let's go over the first question. Read your question slowly and make sure you understand every single sentence. Otherwise, if you read it 3-4 times really fast, it's going to go through your eyes and then out of your brain. So read it slow and make sure you understand what's asked you. Try to do that the first time. Okay? Number 1, Marcus' favorite casserole recipe requires 3 eggs and makes 6 servings. Okay? That to me is a racial problem, but we'll see if it's really a racial problem. So 3 eggs make 6 serving. Marcus will modify the recipe by using 5 eggs and increasing all other ingredients in the recipe proportionally. What is the total number of serving? Okay, it is a ratio problem. So our ratio is every 3 egg will give you 6 servings. So 3 to 6, right? So now, I don't know why it's doing this to me. So now you have 5 eggs. Okay? How many serving you going to make? 3 to 6 is equivalent. The serving is equivalent to 5 to x. Then you cross multiply. So 3x equal 30, x equal 10. Your answer is C. To me, every single math problem will have an equation. Some sort of equation, easy, hard, several equation is the best way to do math. So you can do however you want. You think, okay, I will multiply 5 and 6, whatever, but it would just be more straightforward to have equation, write it out on the paper. Then you do algebra 1, algebra 2, simple calculation. Either way you have to do. Okay? If you try to do everything in your head, it's not going to work. I keep telling you guys, if I have to write it out, I'm pretty sure you have to do that too. If you want to get, especially you, Lennon, if you want to get over 30 something, and you have to write everything out, okay? Number 2, the 35-member history club is meeting to choose a student government representative. So, first sentence, I know there are 35 members in total in a club. The members decide that the representative who will be chosen at random. So, as soon as I saw that, I know it's a probability question. Okay? And the probability choosing random cannot be any of the 3 officers of the club. Okay. What is the probability that Hiroko, who is a member but a not officer, will be chosen? So, if it's a simple probability, it's equal to the number of events over total number. Right? So, the number of event is the position or the person here need to be chosen, right? So the number of event here is Hiroko, which is one person. But the total number here, even though the total number of the club member is 35, but 3 officers cannot be chosen, right? So 35 minus 3 is 32. That's the total number of possible choices. So 1 over 32 is K. All right. Number 3. For what value of x is the equation 2 to the power 2x plus 7 equal 2 to the power 15 true? So it's very straightforward. If you have the same base number and they're equivalent, that means the power must be the same. So you can ignore the 2, but set up 2x plus 7 equal to 15. I don't know why I keep connecting. So 2x equal 8 and x equal 4. So the answer is B. Number 4. Okay. Let the function f to be defined as fx equal 5x squared minus 7 4x plus 3. What is the value of function 3? So every time you see something like this, function fx is equivalent to y, right? And then here, fx, x is replaced by 3. Every time you see a question like that, just plug in the number. Replace the x with 3. 5x, it's driving me crazy. 5 parentheses. Every time you replace a number, make sure you have parentheses. Minus 7 parentheses 4 parentheses 3 plus 3. You can just put like that. Put that exact same thing into a calculator, but I don't have a calculator with me, so I'm just going to do it in my head. So 3 squared is 9, 4 times 9 is 45, minus 12 plus 3 is 15, 15 times 7 is 105, and then negative 60, okay, it's J. All right, number 5. A wallet containing 5 $5 bills and 7 $10 bills and 8 $20 bills is found and returned to its owner. Okay, so in my head, I'm thinking probably you have to multiply the number, like $5 times five number. So keep going. The wallet's owner will reward the finder with one bill drawn randomly from the wallet. Okay, you can underline randomly. If you read that, you know it's probability, right? What is the probability that the bill drawn will be a $20 bill? Okay, so I was wrong before. You don't have to multiply. So probability, again, is a number of events over total. So number of event is $20 bill, right? How many of that $20 bill we have? 8. Over total number of the bills, right? Total number of the bills is 5 plus 7 plus 8. So you do the math. 8 over 20, simplify, 2 over 5. Because you divide by 4 on both sides, 2 over 5. So your answer is D. Number 6. The ABC Book Club charge a 40 monthly fee. So every time you see fee and monthly and other things, you know that you have to add and multiply. Okay, so it charged 40 monthly fee plus 2 per book read in that month. And the other club charged 35 monthly fee plus 3 per book. Okay, so you know 3 per book. If you want to find the total amount of money you spend on a book, is 3 per book times number of book. Same thing for $2. All right. For each club, how many books must be read in 1 month for the total charge from each club to be equal? Okay, so we have to set something to be equal to each other. And then to be equal to each other is total charge, right? So first, ABC Book Club. ABC Book Club, it has a $40 monthly fee, okay? Plus $2 per book, read X book, right? It must be equal to, since how many books must be read in 1 month for total charge to be equal, the book must be the same, right? So the Easy Book Club charged $35 monthly fee plus $3 times X. Okay? And then now it's a simple algebra 1 question. 5 equal to X. So X equal 5. Very straightforward. Number 7. So this is a geometry question. When you're doing geometry question, you have to label if it's not labeled. You have to have a picture right in front of you. If there's no picture, you have to draw one. Okay? So I'm going to demonstrate what I meant in later questions. But right now, let's take a look. In parallelogram, so as soon as I know parallelogram, I know they all parallel. Okay, the opposite sides are parallel and the angles are the same. Okay, so opposite angle, this is 40, this also 40. See, I'm labeling every single thing based on the information is given to me. Okay, and the AC is diagonal AC. The measure of ABC is 40, and the measure of ACD is 57. What's the measure of CAD? So basically, besides the thing I just labeled, everything else is already labeled for you. So I'm looking for question mark, which is very simple because 57 plus 40 plus question mark is X is 180. The sum of all interior angles of triangle equal to 180 and X equal to 83. See? 32nd question. If you label everything, you can get it for sure. All right, next one, straightforward. When x equals half, what is the value of ax minus 3 over half? So obviously you have to write it out. 8 times, replace the x with half, minus 3 over 1 half. Okay, so this is 4 minus 3 over 1 half. Over means divide, right? So 1 divided by 1 half is multiply the reciprocal. 2 is 2. Your answer is G. If you have to use calculator, you go ahead and use calculator, okay? In the number 9, in the standard XY coordinate plane, what is the midpoint of the line segment that has endpoint 3, 8 and 1, -4? So you're definitely going to have midpoint, endpoint in ACT practice or test. The formula for midpoint is x coordinate of midpoint. Hold on. X coordinate for midpoint is x1 plus x2 divided by 2. And y coordinate for midpoint is y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So x1 is 3, x2 is 1, divided by 2 is 2. And y1 is 8, y2 is -4, divided by 2 is 2. So your answer is D, 2 and 2. Number 10. It's a long question. The fluctuation of water depth at a pier is shown in the figure below. One of the following value gives the positive differences in feet between the greatest water depth and the least water depth shown in graph. Which value is it? So your answer choices showing you the positive difference between the greatest and the least, right? What's the greatest? 12. What's the least? 6. And then you subtract them. G. Okay. Number 11. What is the slope of the line through -2 and 1 and 2, -5? Slope is m equal y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. y2, anyone can be 0.1. Well, either one point can be 0.1. So let's say this is 0.1. This is 0.2. So this will be x1, x2, y1, y2. And then when you label, if you don't need to label it, you don't have to. But if you are not sure what to do, make sure you label it when you do the practice. After you label x1, y1, x2, y2, you just plug it in. -5 is y2 minus y1. That's parentheses though. And then x2 is 2 minus x1 is -2. Okay, the top is -6. Bottom is 4. Simplify is -3 over 2. Okay. Number 12, in Cherokee County, the fine for speeding is $17 for each mile per hour. So after I read that, I'll be thinking, okay, $17 per hour. I probably have to multiply $17 with each mile. Okay, how many miles is there? So Kirk was fined $221 for speeding with a posted speed limit of 30 miles per hour. Kirk was fined for traveling at what speed? Okay, if you want to set, there are several things you can do. You can do a backward way or you can do a more straightforward way. More straightforward way, what I mean is to set the number of mile he speed as x. Okay, so 30 mile is the basic plus my bad. So if he travel at x speed, okay, x speed, but the speed limit is 30. So you subtract 30 is the number of miles he speeding, right? Above 30 mile. So that many miles times 17 is 221. Okay? So you can do the math like that. Or what you can do is 221 is how much he's charged. Okay? Divide by 17. Is 13. Okay? 40, 15. Yeah. So 13 miles is how much he speed on top of 30 miles. So at together is 43. So at 43, he was fined $221. Okay, number 13. What is the sum of the solution of the two equations below? Okay, at first you may think, well, it's pretty straightforward because even though it looks like a solution, linear equation system, but each equation only have one variable. Okay, so from the first equation, we can find out x equal 12 divided by 8 is 3 over 2. On the second equation, we can find 2y equal 12, so y equal 6. And the sum means you add them up. You add them up, become 7.5. X plus y equal 3 over 2 plus 6. 1.5 plus 6 is 7.5. Okay? If you can do all those in your head, go ahead and do that. If you cannot, calculator, right? All right, number 14. The average of 5 distinct score has the same value as the median of the 5 score. So you're always going to have those questions. We have 3 terms. There are mean, median, and mode. Mean is average, okay? Median is middle number. And then mode is the highest frequency. Okay, so the average of 5, so average is equal to sum over total number. Here, we're giving the sum of 5 score is 420. So the sum is 420, the number is 5, and you got average is already 84. And it says the average of 5 number is the same as the median. Okay? So the average median is the middle number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 number, the middle one is 84. And then it asks you what is the sum of the 4 score that are not the median. And we didn't know all these together is 420. If we had to find 1, 2, 3, 4 score without the median, you just use 420, subtract 84 is 6, 3, 3, 336. Okay. Number 15. Number 15, what is the value of the expression below? Absolute sign, absolute sign. So remember, when you see the absolute sign, they not only absolute number, but also they act like parentheses. So remember, when you do the calculation, you have to do the parentheses P E M D A S, right? Oh, why did I said P, I wrote M. PEMDAS. Parentheses, exponent, multiply, divide, and addition, subtraction. So you have to do that in that order. Negative 8 plus 4 is negative 4. Parenthesis, absolute sign, minus negative 3 minus negative 9 is negative 6. Absolute sign. Absolute means take the positive, right? So the big one's still there. Positive 4 minus positive 6, the big one, give you, take this opposite on positive is 2. Okay. Number 16. Which of the following expression is equivalent to x2 over 3? So that you have to know the exponent. When you have a fraction, what does it mean? When you have a fraction, the top number is still the power. Okay, the top number, the numerator is the power. And then the denominator is the root. So it looks like, so x to the power 2, and then 3 is the root 3. So the answer is K. Okay, I will continue the math in next video.